Well, good morning and welcome to day 17, Forgive. This is a huge chapter, and hopefully if you're holding on to any grudges towards anyone and you're really hurting, I hope this chapter will help you move forward in what's going on. So true forgiveness is when you can say thank you for that experience. Oprah Winfrey. So what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is to stop feeling anger towards someone who has done something wrong, to stop blaming someone, to stop feeling angry about something, and to forgive someone for something wrong. Forgiveness is a process that we go through after another has wronged us. It is when we choose to let go of the anger and resentment and replace it with compassion. Because you see, forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person who wronged you. It's for you to bring peace into your heart and to let go. So I am sure that someone has wronged you in the past, something has happened, and you've had to really look deep in and forgive them or not. And I've known families that have been split up for some reason, that somebody's been angry at someone, and then the talking has stopped. And it's been silence for years, but silence with anger and frustration. And that truly is not a way to live by any means. You know, we are here to bring peace and love and joy to ourselves and to other people. And when we create that anger, when we create that hurt, it doesn't serve us and it doesn't serve the other people. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you forget about or condone the wrongdoing. You can forgive a person for their actions, but it doesn't mean that you believe their actions were justified or acceptable. Forgiveness is an emotional change and is the first step in healing yourself and growing. Good morning, Paul. Thanks for joining me. It's a powerful change because it releases you from holding on to some thoughts and feelings that are not serving you. The wrongdoing that you are holding on to when someone has hurt you is only a thought, and thoughts can be replaced. But it's taking up space in your brain and your heart. It's like you're allowing someone to live in your head rent-free. Let that sink in. Anybody that you're mad at, you're letting them live in your head for rent-free. That's not a way to live. That's not a way to hold on to something that's making you feel so shitty, for a better word. It's just not worth it. When you can't forgive someone, you are holding on to that negativity, and over time you will get increasingly bitter. This feeling is giving the other person power over you. Forgiveness does not change what has happened to you in the past, but it will definitely change your future. Self-forgiveness is a very important step in releasing the experience and moving forward. And when I think of the saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, I remember the times that I was made a fool of and how I felt. And this would go more with friendships, where you've completely trusted somebody, you've thought her or him to be your bestie, and that you do everything together. And then they do something to hurt you. And then from that, you get back together again with this friendship and you carry on. And then they do it again. And at some point you need to realize that this person isn't for me. And, you know, there's the reason season lifetime friendships that I've talked about earlier. And people will come into our lives either to learn from us or for us to teach them something. And then they will just disappear, or they'll gradually disappear out of your life once the lesson has been given or learned. And with those people, we just need to thank them for what they brought into our lives, wish them well, and let them go. Good morning, Aisha. Nice to see that you're here with me today. Each time I felt betrayed and guilty too for allowing someone to make a fool of me, and it made me very angry. It wasn't my fault, yet I took on the blame of the situation. What did I do wrong? Did I trust this person too much? Maybe it was my fault. Have you done that? Have you blamed yourself for being ridiculed, laughed at, or made a fool of? And are you still holding on to anger towards someone? And if you are, it's time to let it go. Self-forgiveness is hard to do, but it is needed for us to let go of what another did to us and get back our power. I'm sure you'll agree with me that people who forgive others are a lot happier and healthier than those who hold on to resentments. If you look around today, there's so much disconnection, hatred, conflict, and sadness in the world. And I truly believe that we need to learn how to forgive and love one another freely, to recognize ourselves in each other, because everybody is a mirror of ourselves, and to work together to create unity in the world. And Byron Katie said it very well. Forgiveness is just another name for freedom. When we can forgive another for their wrongdoing, we are setting ourselves free. We will no longer be tied down by their wrongdoings or by our feelings towards them. So how do we forgive another person? So here are some ideas that may help you if you're holding onto something that is not giving you that freedom of love and peace and joy. And you know that when you've forgiven that person, you can be around them. You can respect them in ways, and you can thank them. So here's some ideas. Write a letter to the person who has wronged you. You don't have to give it to them, but writing down your feelings can begin the healing process. Don't go to sleep angry. And as I shared with you in earlier chapters, go to sleep with gratitude. Go to sleep with gratitude in your heart. Look for the good that has come out of the experience that has appeared as anger in you. We can flip that. And through the flipping, going from anger to gratitude, there'll be lots of tears. There'll be a lot of feelings. But you need to get to that place of love and peace for you, not for the other person, because you are worth so much more than that. Think about the incident with a clear mind and how it affected you. What role did you play in the scenario? Could you have reacted differently? Recognize that what happened had nothing to do with you. When we realize that what another person thinks of us is none of our business, healing begins immediately. And that is huge. That was a huge freedom for me, because I always worried about what other people thought of me. I always wanted to be the peacemaker. I always wanted the other person to feel good, even if I didn't feel good. And at some point, I realized that what other people thought of me was none of my business, because it's not my stuff. It's their stuff. And I'm okay with that. I love me, and that's all that matters. And that's where you got to get to. Because when you can love yourself, you're not going to allow anybody else to treat you that way. And then you have the tools to say, no, this is not going to happen. Write down your forgiveness on a piece of paper and begin with, I honestly and truly forgive, and you put in the name, for, and you write down the betrayal. Write down all that you need to say, and then take that paper and sit with it for a few minutes. Close your eyes and hold the paper between your hands in front of your heart. Visualize the words and say them out loud, beginning with, I honestly and truly forgive, blah, blah, blah. And then here's the best part. When you are ready, light a match and burn the paper. Let it go. And then sit with your feelings for as long as you need to. So I promise you that by following just one or all of these ideas, the feelings that you are holding on to will begin to dissolve. They will start to be, they will give you freedom. They'll allow you to move forward with ease and grace, because tomorrow is another day. And I can honestly tell you that I don't have hatred toward anybody. I don't have anger toward anybody. And everybody that has wronged me in the past, and I'm sure I had a little part in all of it because we do, whoever has wronged me, it's gone. And it was a lesson learned for me, and I grew from it. And I hope you can do the same thing. So sit down and think about, am I truly happy with my life? Am I truly happy with my family, with my friends? Is there anybody that I need to let go of? Because we can do that too. For us to bring balance into our lives and to live the life that we want, you know, we've got to be surrounded by people who lift us up, not people who bring us down. And I talked about that earlier with Jim Rohn saying we are the average of the 5 people that we hang out with. So are there people that you hang out with that don't make you feel comfortable, that take away your joy? And if there are people like that, it's time to let them go. It's time to say goodbye to them. And you can say goodbye to them in your heart. You don't have to say it out loud to them. I actually did this once with a friend, and nothing happened between us, but I let her go. I phoned her one day and said, you know, I'm just going to, she's like, you know, what's going on in your life? So we chatted a little bit, and she said, oh, that's great. And I said, I actually called to say goodbye. And she said, what do you mean you phoned to say goodbye? And I said, well, you know, I want you to carry on with your life, and I want to carry on with my life. And it seems that I'm always the one reaching out. And there wasn't anything that I need to forgive her for, but it was time to let her go. And so she said, no, we need to meet for lunch again. And I said, okay, let's meet for lunch. And we met for lunch. We had a wonderful lunch. And then she said, let's do it again. I said, oh, that would be great. So I'll wait for your call. You call me, because it was always me making the calls. And we never ever had lunch again. So there was a little bit of forgiveness that I needed to give her, because I felt that our relationship wasn't as important to her as it was to me. But every time I see her, I still love her. She's just the most amazing person. So forgiveness is on a lot of levels. There are those forgivenesses that are really, really deep. And that's when all that stuff starts to come up. And when that stuff starts to come up, that's a good sign that it's time to let it go. Your body is ready to come to peace with it. And so do that. Think about someone that may be still bringing you discomfort and fear and sadness, and even write them a letter today and just let them go. Say goodbye to them. And I really hope that this is helping you move forward. And I wish you a very, very wonderful day. So thank you for listening. And let's see what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow is living authentically. So first of all, we got to get rid of all the crap before we can move forward. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care.